Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we are looking at the Play Arts Kai Halo Mark V Red Spartan. So this is the version that is the envisioned by Play Arts Kai styling of the Mark V armor. And I'm still getting comments on my Master Chief in this design video saying that it is from the package from Halo Legends, that CGI animated version. It is not. I don't know why people don't understand that. As you can see across the bottom of each of these, of course Master Chief's not on the back of this because it's only the multiplayer characters, but it's the exact same thing. Envisioned by Square Enix products. It has nothing to do with the package. It is not a design from anything else other than from Square Enix. It might be based on that, but not officially. So that's what this is. So this is the Mark V. This is one of the older Halo figures. This is similar to the Reach figures in the design department. They're not my favorite figures, but with the new Master Chief collection coming out, I figured I might as well pick up the red and the blue since I didn't have them before. So he's just about 9 inches tall, and don't get me wrong, it's not a horrible figure. Once you get him posed and put on a shelf, looks fine, but there are some issues. The hips are still fairly loose, the hips are still pretty wide and big, whereas the waist is fairly small. So that is problematic for the looks, for the aesthetics of the figure. The red is a nice metallic red throughout, however, it doesn't have very uniform paint applications. As you can see back here, there's some kind of like gold going on. The top of the helmet is not very evenly painted. You can see a lot of red coming through up here on the shoulder piece. I guess to sum it up, the paint job isn't the best. We have a chunk missing right here. So it definitely could have had a better paint job, but as I said a little bit ago, a couple of seconds ago, once you get imposed and put on a shelf, it won't be too bad. So let's look at the articulation before we look at the accessories. The head, double ball peg, and you can see inside there if you try. It does have really good posability because of that, but since it's got the posability due to the open head, if you look, you can see inside. So if that bothers you, don't look. But it does give you really good posability. The shoulders, we have the butterfly hinge that brings the arm forward, so that can really come in handy. You can get the arm all the way across the chest, so that's pretty good. Then we have a ball peg connecting the butterfly joint to the shoulder itself. So there's a ball peg there that lets the arm move around and rotate. So that gives you this motion here and a little bit of play. The shoulder pad is hinged on top of that. This is just extra plastic that needs to come off. So there's that, and then we have the joint for the shoulder itself that lets the arm come up. I actually don't mind the way they did that. It doesn't look the best if you're going to put the arm straight out, but it definitely helps in the posability department. And it does keep it looking fairly decent. Could it have been better? Yes, but it's not a horrible design as some people might lead you to believe. So I'm okay with it. It's not horrible. We do have a bicep swivel right underneath that as well. And so that also helps with the shoulder. Again, I think the Halo 4 ones are done a lot better, but this isn't horrible. We have the ratcheted ball hinge for the elbow, so it swivels at the top and at the forearm. And then we have this elbow cup that can be moved back and forth just to kind of hide the articulation and improve the aesthetics of the figure. So I appreciate that a whole bunch. I really do like that. Same kind of joint for the wrists. Of course, there's no little sliding cup on there, but it ratchets and then you can swivel it around, and the hands do pop off, so we can talk about the hands now. Of course, that's not how they're supposed to come off. There goes that quality control that we've come to know and love from this time period of the Play Arts figures. So we'll pop that hand off, hopefully. There we go. Put this back in. And so we also have a trigger finger hand for that side. And we also have one for the other side. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't do a great job of the interchangeability back in the day. It's a lot better now, but there still are some issues lingering, so hopefully they get that squared away by the time the Halo 2 Chief comes out. That's not quite on all the way, but it's going to have to do. So let's try to swap out the other hand, and it looks like the same issue. This white stuff, sometimes you'll see on the older figures, it's either mold release or glue residue, but it usually just wipes away, so it's not too big of a deal. This looks like they put it in backwards. This peg should be in the hand, and it looks like the other part should be in the forearm of the figure. Yeah, that split joint should be in the forearm. So if you see that, if you come across that, that's the way that should go. Again, the QC, not the best on these figures. So only get them if you can get a good deal like I did, or if you're a die-hard Halo fan like I am. Otherwise, if you're just looking for a decent figure, these probably aren't the ones for you. Geez, they really screwed up the pegs there. But either way, there we go. Trigger finger on either side. Might as well look at the accessories now. We have the assault rifle. It's almost exactly the same as from the games. Not quite though. Same thing with the pistol. Slightly stylized. They did glue the pegs in on these, which we've seen a few times now. Really frustrating, but you can break those off or cut them off if you want to. You're probably not going to get them out without damaging them. The hands do hold the weapons very nicely, so that's cool. And the fingers are soft enough to where you can probably get the guns in without any hot water or anything like that. Let's see if the pistol is, if that holds true for the pistol. It may or may not. Clearly, those are the only two options. Why am I doing it that way? Stupid. Alright, not gonna go. There we go, it went. It's not perfect, but you can do it without hot water, so that's okay by me. Alright, torso articulation, double ball joint. Really good range of motion backwards, decent forwards. Swivel, side to side, really good range of motion all the way around there. Lower torso, single ball peg in the waist, you'll get the swivel, you'll get a lean out of him, so you can lean him over almost all the way, lean him back almost all the way, side to side. There goes that hand. Side to side is pretty good also. The hips, this is a floating piece by the way, the hips, standard ball pegs, not the good design, that's why they're too loose. So they do move around on the ball peg and then the thigh can swivel around that socket. Still doesn't give them a great range of motion though. Double jointed knees, they're okay when you only use them like that, but when you bring them all the way, that hand's gonna keep falling off. It gets pretty ugly, but you do get the double jointedness, so it's not ideal though. The ankle is the same as the elbow, so it's a ratchet and it swivels at both ends, so you can get an ankle rocker out of it fairly easily, no problems there. No articulation in the foot, so that's okay by me because it's usually not that effective. So there is the red Play Arts Kai envisionment of the Mark V Spartan. This is just a really junky pose real quick, just to give you an idea of what it would look like on a shelf. Again, that's not a good pose, but you get the idea that it's not a horrible looking figure. It does have some flaws though, so again, you better be a Halo fan or get them for a really good price, I guess. I don't know, I do like them though, so again, if you are a Halo fan, I do recommend it. Okay, thanks for watching guys. Before I ramble anymore, stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff, and in the meantime, keep collecting.